So the meeting later can be held. But Madam Sonaja.
No, then no online.
We do it online. So no need to come physical.
This ship is here to do the center stage.
I'll come.
Listen to Omalicha News, 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday for the latest
See, I didn't need to get that today.
news on Omalicha 1.1 Owerri.
Jehovah Witness, before we catch you for none, I just don't do one select guest. Kingdom come next, Kingdom Hall. This is the
Good evening. Welcome to News Stories on Omalicha Radio, your number one development radio station. I'm Rosemary Mwapasi. The headlines: Alenyogwa community assures continued support for revived school, seeks government intervention. Ime government revokes land right at Old Timber Market. Oshun election violence raises concerns over electoral security. PFIPC probe, Reps panel rejects DG's appointment letter as forged. UK councillor charged over offensive social media posts targeting Nigerians. Now the news in full. Following Omalicha FM's previous report on the remarkable revival of a primary school at Alenyogwa in Mbeito local government area, the former President General of the community, High Chief Ikechukwu Innocent Onyeji, has assured that the community will continue to support the school while calling on the Imo State government to address its critical needs, particularly the shortage of teachers. Speaking with our correspondent, Rosemary Umwabasi Bebu, High Chief Innocent Onyeji said the community has continued to play its part by contributing funds to clear the school premises and maintain a conducive learning environment. He also disclosed that one of the community's illustrious son, Ugochukwu Umwachukwu, also known as Ugo Sly, is currently constructing a new building for the school to improve infrastructure. The former President General, however, maintained that the responsibility of recruiting and employing teachers to public schools lies with the government and not the community. He added that although the community has taken note of other challenges facing the school and will present them to the community's executives for possible intervention, the government must urgently deploy more teachers to meet the growing enrollment.
Teachers. We ask the government to, post teachers to our school so that they will help the headmistresses in order to continue teaching our school. Came today is to perhaps appraise the challenges the headmistresses will have. At least she's been here barely 1 year, and she's trying to make this place a functional place. We have seen her challenges. Now we have to take it up from there. The community executive will see what they can do to support the school so that the school will continue to grow in nature.
High Chief Onyeji expressed optimism that with sustained community support and prompt government intervention, the progress recorded at primary school Alenyogwa would be sustained, giving more children in the community access to quality education. Reactions have continued to throw the conduct of the 2026 Common Entrance and First School Living Certificate examination in Imo State, with many parents, education stakeholders, and concerned residents taking to social media to express outrage over the exercise. The examination conducted across the state on Friday, July 24, 2026, were reportedly marked by the late distribution of question papers, forcing many pupils in several centers to write into the evening under torchlight and rechargeable lamp. In posts shared on Facebook and X, many users described the exercise as poorly organized and called on the Imo State government to cancel and reschedule the examination, urging that delays compromised the credibility of the process and denied candidates a fair opportunity to perform. The criticism followed complaints from parents and school proprietors who said pupils were left stranded for hours before examination materials arrived, while some centers reportedly concluded examination late at night due to delays. Political tension has continued to build in Osun State ahead of governorship election scheduled for 15th of August 2026. Concerns over electoral security have grown following reports of violence, the alleged theft of permanent voters card (PVCs), and the arrest of the Osun State Secretary to the state government (SSG) and 5 others by the police over alleged vote-buying offences. The developments have heightened fears of voter intimidation and electoral malpractice, prompting renewed calls for security agencies and election stakeholders to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. Against this backdrop, development consultant Jide Ojo has described the development as a reflection of broader challenges facing electoral democracy around the world. Speaking on Omalicha FM's flagship program, Center Stage, which focused on the Osun State governorship election and electoral violence, Ojo said politicians often resort to desperate tactics to gain electoral advantage. Be that as it may, Ojo stressed that elections-related violence is not peculiar to Nigeria. He cited examples from countries including United States, Tunisia, Nicaragua, Cote d'Ivoire, Uganda, Cameroon, and Zimbabwe, arguing that democratic systems across the world continue to face threats from political actors willing to undermine the electoral process. Describing the incident in Osun as a wake-up call for security agencies, Ojo said the alleged theft of PVCs appeared aimed at disenfranchising voters and creating fears ahead of the election. He called on the police and other security agencies to strengthen intelligence, identify and prosecute those responsible, and reassure residents that adequate security would be provided before, during, and after the election. According to him, swift actions by security agencies is essential to restore public confidence, protect the credibility of the electoral process, and encourage voter participation in forthcoming governorship election. The Imo State government have revoked all statutory and customary rights of occupancy over lands covering the old timber market, popularly known as Ogbo Shishi in Owerri, and other adjoining areas. The revocation was announced in a government notice issued on Tuesday, July 28, 2026, stating that the acquisition is for an overriding public purpose in accordance with the Land Use Act. The government said all previous titles and interests over the affected properties have ceased and redirected affected landowners and occupants to comply with the directive. Authorities say details of the proposed development for the area will be made public in due course. The old timber market is more than just a trading hub. It is one of Owerri's busiest commercial centers, supporting hundreds of traders, artisans, transporters, and small businesses, while generating revenue for the Imo State government through market levies, shop rents, and other fees. As uncertainty surrounds the future of the market following the land revocation, many stakeholders will be watching closely to see how the government's proposed public development balances economic growth with the livelihood of those who depend on the market for their daily income. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has summoned the National Legal Advisor of the All Progressive Congress (APC), Professor Abdul Karim Kana SAN, in the ongoing legal battle over the party's representation in a suit filed by former Senator Ifeanyi Ararume concerning the Imo North senatorial seat. The court issued the order during proceedings on Tuesday after questions were raised over the authenticity of documents authorizing lawyers to represent the APC in the case. Ararume is challenging the party's action over the Imo North senatorial seat, arguing that the APC's handling of the matter violated its constitution and due process. He is asking the court to determine the legitimacy of the party's decision and grant reliefs that would protect what he described as his legal and political rights. To resolve the dispute over the party's legal representation, the court directed the APC National Legal Advisor to appear and clarify whether the lawyer currently representing the party were properly authorized to do so. The matter was subsequently adjourned for further hearing. The case is expected to determine not only the questions of legal representation before the court, but also substantive issues surrounding the Imo North senatorial dispute and the rights claimed by the former senator. The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating the activities of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council (PFIPC) has ruled that the appointment letter presented by the Council's alleged Director General Adeniyi Adeyemi is not genuine. Speaking during the investigation hearing in Abuja, the committee chairman Yusuf Gadi said evidence provided by the Nigerian police, the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation and other government institutions showed that the documents lacked authenticity. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didi Esther Wolfson-Jack, also acknowledged that her office relied on documents that appeared genuine without carrying out sufficient verification. She accepted responsibility for the lapses and assured lawmakers that stricter verification measures will be introduced to prevent a reoccurrence. The committee also maintained that the PFIPC has no lawful basis for operation, saying its investigation uncovered several allegedly forged official documents used to seek recognition from government institutions. Meanwhile, police representatives told the panel that Adeyemi did not appear before the committee because of an ongoing court case. The lawmakers have adjourned the investigation until next week as the probe continues. You're listening to the news on All Malicha Radio 91.1 FM. I'm Rosemary Umwabasi Bebu. More when we come back from the break. Do stay with us.
When news breaks, Omalicha 91.1 breaks in.
I admit the decision will impose extra burden on the masses of our people. I feel your pain.
Reliable.
I disagree with them. What they're actually preaching is the problem of Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria is accepting wrongdoing, accepting what is unacceptable. That is using God's name in vain.
And accurate.
I had the opportunity to speak with the president on the issues of security and insecurity in Imo State.
Listen to Omalicha News 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Saturday and Sunday for the latest local and international news on Omalicha 91.1 Owerri.
All these institutions, we need to reform. They need purging, overhauling, and the reformation.
Omalicha News, news you can trust.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the news on Omalicha Radio 91.1 FM Owerri. On the international scene, the councillor in the United Kingdom has been charged over an alleged offensive social media post that referenced the Nigerian community. The councillor Glenn Gibbons, 66, who represents the Hilton Castle ward in Sutherland under the Reform UK Party, was charged by Northumbria Police under the UK's Communication Act 2003 over a post he allegedly made on social media in 2024. Police said the matter was reported to them in May 2026, prompting an investigation. Following a review of the evidence, the Crown Prosecution Service authorized the charge. The alleged post reportedly contained a racist remark targeting Nigerians and was described by investigators as grossly offensive. It has since then deleted. Gibbons is scheduled to appear before South Tyneside Magistrate Court on 21st August 2026. Northumbria Police urged the public to avoid speculation while legal proceedings are ongoing. The case comes months after Gibbons was elected as a councillor. He had previously been suspended by Reforms UK after the controversial post resurfaced during the local election campaign, but was later readmitted to the party before the criminal charge was announced. And on sport, Nigeria's para-athlete Goodness Nwachukwu has won the gold medal in women's discus at the 2026 Commonwealth Games, setting a new world record in the progress. Nwachukwu delivered a remarkable performance on Wednesday, throwing a record-breaking distance to secure Nigeria's first gold medal in the event. Her achievement adds to Team Nigeria's growing medal haul at the Games and highlights the country's continued success in para-sports. The victory was one of the standout moments of Day 6 of the Commonwealth Games as England claimed gold in the men's 3x3 basketball, while Australia continued its dominance in swimming competition. World Football Governing Body, FIFA, has opened disciplinary proceedings against the Argentine Football Association and several players following a series of incidents during and after the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The charges related to a post-match altercation after Argentina's 1-0 defeat to Spain in the World Cup final, in which players Leandro Paredes and Nahul Molina, along with assistant coach Roberto Ayala, are accused of assault and unsupported behavior. FIFA is also investigating Argentina over the display of a politically sensitive Las Malvinas Son Argentinas, English translation, banner following the team's semi-final victory over England. The governing body said the banner may have violated its rules prohibiting political demonstrations during sporting events. FIFA said those charged have been given the opportunity to respond before its disciplinary committee reaches a final decision. And that's the news on Omalicha Radio. If you do have an eyewitness report or wish to make inquiries, do reach out to our news desk at Omalicha Radio 91.1 FM via calls to 090-3067-0799. I am Rosemary Mwapasi Ibebu. Thank you for listening.
Radio 91.1 FM, working for human development. Omalicha Radio 91.1 FM, working for human development. Omalicha Radio 91.1 FM, working for human development.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you never experienced it. My name is Kuba. See, there's one thing I don't like in my life. It's rubbish. AKA bullshit. Yes. In fact, bullshit. Then we are this one is doing that. It's all bullshit, man.
Keep listening to Omalicha 91.1 FM.
There's a woman that makes me happy. There's a woman that makes me charge. Who is that special?
Omalicha FM 91.1.
My beautiful sunflower, every hour, think of you every night. My beautiful sunflower.
Keep listening to Omalicha 91.1 FM.
Hold up! Don't miss out! Amazing rewards are up for grabs! Centex Paint is here with the Scratch and Win Bonanza. We're talking blenders, sandwich makers, water dispensers, inverter ACs, recharge cards, and a whopping 500,000 Naira cash prize for several winners. Buy any Centex Paint products at authorized Centex stores nationwide and be a winner. Simply scan the QR code, enter your details, scratch, and win. No dolly, no, better prizes await you. Promo runs from June 1st to July 31st, 2026. While you still there wait, your next buy fits change everything. Centex Paint.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you never expected it. My name is Kubas. See, there's one thing I don't like in my life. It's rubbish. AKA boost it. Yes. In fact, boost it. Then, yeah, this one is doing that. It's all bullshit, man. And in fact, I know somebody who can talk about bullshit very well. His name is Faust.
It's the man.
My beautiful sunflower, every hour, think of you every night. My beautiful sunflower, you light my fire, baby I need you right now.